Morning and welcome to another episode of Wargaming in a Cave. Today we are starting a 2-day battle, although the second day won't be for a couple of weeks, of Quatre Bras. It's Quatre Bras with a twist, because rather than marching between here and Ligny, Durlon is actually going to arrive on our day 2. So let's show you the table. We're again using the Excellent Rules General d'Armée. And I'll show you the table. Here we are with Violence Brigade drawn up neatly, awaiting the French assault, excuse the Portuguese, and defending Gemicourt is not Russians, they are masquerading as Nassau for the day. And Nassau lined up waiting the onslaught from the French, who, as you can see, are going for a bold move through the woods, the Labelle woods, Possel woods, and they are ready to advance, lining their batteries up on Gemicourt. Seems a bit unfair, really. Over here, they're looking more mobile, and we are about to start. Okay, we've just finished turn 2, and as you can see, the French are pushing towards the stream to the east of Gemicourt. French skirmishers have come quite close to Gemicourt, the defenders of which have suffered quite significant casualties. Over to the right, the Nassau lines have not yet been reached, and good news for them is that the Brunswickers, in the form of Prussians, have arrived to assist the defence of the wood as the French make inroads marching through. Here, though, their cavalry that was trying to charge, or lining up to charge, has just received 3 casualties and become unformed, so that may slow them up for a while. Lines advancing, and here we see the attack on Gemicourt developing from the other side of the lines. That's the end of turn 2. We've just reached the end of turn 4. As you'll see, the French are starting to cross the stream here and putting pressure on Violent. They're just about holding on okay, but in the centre, the French have stormed into Gemicourt, led by Brigadier, who was the Brigadier who led the...
Soy.
Brigadier Soy, crushed in, pushing out the Nassau here. But thankfully the British and the Dutch cavalry, although it looks like British cavalry, and Brunswickers are coming up. Over in the wood, it's a bit of an impasse currently, with the lines about to clash. Here the Nassau artillery soar off, almost wiping out the French chasseurs that tried to charge them. The French are nearing the stream, which we're saying on this side of the road is no impediment to movement.
It's a dried out stream bed.
Yeah, and on, as you can see, the French columns charging through, well, not charging through the woods, and the lines approaching here, and David will no doubt be trying to hold on to Gemicourt farm from any Dutch counterattack. Will the Dutch counterattack? More to be revealed. Okay, we've just finished turn 6. French are starting to threaten to turn the flank. They've crossed the stream, putting pressure on Violence, who is just about holding on. Yeah, no, we'll come to the faltering brigade shortly, because what George is talking about is the fact that the Nassau are down to 1 battalion. The other couple have been seen off by the French, unfortunately, so they're faltering. But the Highlanders are getting themselves in position to fill the gap. Brunswickers and the Dutch are marching to the aid of Violence. In the wood, it's still a bit of a Mexican standoff. with neither side able to gain an advantage. And here you can see the French are just about at the dried up stream, and they're still resting in Gemmical, not really having pushed on from there, I noticed. There we are at the end of turn 7, and I hear Wellington is afoot. So the end of turn 7 sees more pressure still coming on Violent. His artillery battery has been shot to pieces, and he's currently faltering. So we'll see what he rolls and see how he does. The Brunswickers are moving up to support him. Highlanders, first shot, and they lose their fire discipline. Absolute rubbish. Over here, the Nassau are reduced to a gun, which I suspect is about to fail its faltering test. So it'll be down to the Dutch and the British to fill the gap. Over here, the French have fallen back again. So the Brunswickers are holding the initiative in the woods. Here we are at the end of turn 7, and much to the British relief, Wellington is now in charge. The end of our first gaming day at the end of turn 7. The Brunswick cavalry here have turned the flank a little bit. They forced the French into square. The French are currently redeploying. The magnificent Violent is still holding on. The Brunswickers have moved up to support him. In the centre, the French are about to cross the stream. Waiting for them are the plucky Portuguese / Dutch recruits and the Highlanders, although they were hesitant that turn. Over in the woods, the French have been pushed back. The Brunswickers are having slightly the upper hand, and the French cavalry yet to deploy, and the Grand Battery still unfortunately throwing large boulders at the poor British. That's the end of day 1. More updates to follow when we start day 2 in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.